When it comes to ancient warriors, two names stand out above all others, the Spartan and the samurai. But who among them is the greatest warrior? Well, before we can decide that question, we need to take a look at both sides, discover what made these men such fierce fighters and how they compare against one another. So get ready to witness the ultimate clash of the titans in this episode of Fake Tank Battles, where we ask, were the Spartans better fighters than the samurai? And don't forget to vote for your favorite. Who are they? The samurai and the Spartan. Two names that echo through history, synonymous with courage, discipline, and martial prowess. But who were these legendary warriors and how did they carve their place in history? Let's dive into each one individually and then see how they stack up. First, we have the samurai emerging from feudal Japan. The samurai were more than just warriors. They were a social class, a way of life. Their existence stretched from the 12th to the 19th century, a period marked by civil wars and the establishment of the shogunate. At their core, they were military nobility, expected to be loyal to their lord and to uphold Bushido, the way of the warrior. It was a code that demanded unwavering loyalty, courage, self-discipline, and honor, even in death. Samurai weren't just skilled swordsmen. They were expected to master calligraphy, poetry, and the tea ceremony. 2. They were complete individuals, embodying virtues that went beyond the battlefield. Now let's turn our attention to the Spartans. From the ancient Greek world, the Spartans were a military state. Their society was structured around the 300 elite warriors of the Age. Men trained from birth to be the ultimate soldiers. Life for a Spartan man revolved around the military. Boys were taken from their mothers at age 7 to live a life of rigorous training, designed to turn them into obedient, disciplined fighters. Only the strong survived this training, emerging as full-fledged members of the elite military force known as the phalanx. Unlike the samurai, whose martial arts were diverse and individualized, the Spartans had a very specific fighting style. They fought shoulder to shoulder in tight formations, maximizing the use of their long spears. This system relied heavily on teamwork, making every Spartan's skill set complementary to the others. So there you have it, a glimpse into the lives and training of these two iconic warriors. But what truly sets them apart and makes them unique? Let's delve deeper and uncover the secrets behind their distinctive traits. Unveiling uniqueness. What sets samurai apart from Spartan? While both warriors are renowned for their skills, several factors make the samurai truly unique. First, their armor. Japanese swordsmanship was highly regarded, but their armor also played a significant role. Samurai armor, unlike the bronze and leather of the Spartans, was crafted from lacquered leather and metal, offering superior protection in close combat. The iconic samurai helmet, called the kabuto, was also a marvel of engineering, featuring multiple layers for added defense. Additionally, samurai followed a strict code of conduct known as Bushido, which emphasized honor, loyalty, and respect. This code not only shaped their behavior on the battlefield, but also in everyday life. Moreover, samurai were master swordsmen, trained in the art of drawing, wielding, and sheathing their katana with unmatched precision. This mastery of the sword made them formidable opponents, capable of swift, elegant, and deadly strikes. Finally, the samurai legacy was not just about warfare. It was a way of life that permeated every aspect of Japanese culture. Their influence on art, literature, gardening, and even fashion was profound. In essence, the samurai were not merely warriors, but cultural icons, who elevated the concept of a soldier to an art form. In contrast, the Spartans, while disciplined and formidable in their phalanx formations, lacked the versatility and cultural depth of the samurai. Their fighting style, while effective, was rigid and dependent on teamwork, and their societal structure, though focused on military excellence, left little room for individual expression. The Spartan advantage, how Spartans outshine samurai in certain aspects despite the overall excellence of the samurai. The Spartans have their own unique advantages that make them stand out. Firstly, their fighting style was incredibly effective in battle. The Spartan phalanx, a tightly packed formation of soldiers armed with long spears, was a dominating force on the battlefields of ancient Greece. This style of fighting allowed the Spartans to maximize the use of their weapons and their teamwork, making them a force to be reckoned with. In contrast, while the samurai were skilled swordsmen, their fighting style was more individualistic and less dependent on teamwork. This could be a disadvantage when facing a well-coordinated enemy force like the Spartan phalanx. Furthermore, the Spartans had a significant advantage in terms of numbers. As a citizen soldier force, the Spartans were able to call upon a much larger pool of soldiers than the samurai. This was because Sparta's society was structured in a way that everyone was expected to participate in the military. In comparison, the samurai were a more elite force, limited to a smaller number of individuals due to their status as a military nobility. Lastly, the Spartans had a clear advantage in ranged combat. While neither the Spartans nor the samurai were known for their archery skills, the Spartans did have access to bows and arrows, whereas the samurai primarily relied on their swords and other melee weapons. Exploring the power of armor, samurai versus Spartans who wore better gear. When it comes to ancient warriors, their gear wasn't just about aesthetics, it was about survival on the battlefield. But who among the Spartans and the samurai wore better armor? Let's break down their combat attire and find out. First up, the Spartans. Their armor was practical, durable, and designed for maximum protection during close combat. Spartans favored bronze helmets with cheek guards and plume holders, providing excellent head protection. Their body armor consisted of a red leather corselet reinforced with bronze plates, offering flexibility with added defense. Bronze greaves and a tortoise-like bronze shield called the peda completed their ensemble. This gear was functional, allowing for agility while defending against spear thrusts and sword strikes. Now let's examine the samurai armor. Known as the gusari, it combined the durability of metal with the flexibility of leather. A layered construction of lacquered leather and metal plates covered the samurai's body, providing exceptional protection against both blunt and sharp attacks. The kabuto or helmet was a masterpiece of samurai engineering, featuring multiple layers of lacquered leather and iron, offering unparalleled defense. The samurai's armor was not just protective, but also reflected their status and artistry. Each piece was a testament to the skill of the armorer, making each samurai a walking work of art. Based on this breakdown, it's clear that the samurai armor provided superior protection, particularly in close combat situations where the layered metal and leather construction proved more effective than the Spartans' bronze gear. Weapons of war, unveiling the arsenal of Spartans and samurai warriors. Both the Spartans and samurai were equipped with an array of weapons, each serving a specific purpose on the battlefield. Understanding their weaponry provides insight into their combat strategies and fighting styles. Let's start with the Spartans. Their primary weapon was the dory, a long wooden spear with a sharp point and a long range, ideal for keeping enemies at a distance. This was the backbone of the Spartan phalanx, allowing soldiers to attack and defend in unison. The Spartans also used the xiphos, a short sword with a double-edged blade, primarily used for close combat. The xiphos was a versatile weapon that could be used for thrusting or slashing. They also employed the pugio, a dagger used for personal defense or in close quarters. Finally, the Spartans used a round shield called the pyre, made of wood and covered in leather, providing good protection from incoming projectiles and attacks. Moving on to the samurai, their arsenal was equally impressive. The katana, their iconic curved sword, was prized for its sharpness and cutting ability. It was perfect for quick, decisive strikes, allowing the samurai to cut through enemy armor with ease. In addition to the katana, the samurai wielded the wakizashi, a shorter sword worn on the left side. This sword was used in close combat situations or when the katana was not suitable. The samurai also carried the tanta, a small dagger used for self-defense or for finishing off an opponent. Lastly, the samurai utilized a bow and arrow, which were effective for taking out enemies from a distance before they could engage in melee combat. Comparing their weaponry, both the Spartans and samurai had effective tools for close and long-range combat. However, the samurai's katana was arguably superior to the Spartan's longest sword, the xiphos, due to its curved blade design, making it more efficient for cutting through armor. Overall, the Spartans had an edge in terms of ranged weaponry with their bows and arrows, while the samurai excelled in close combat thanks to their iconic katana. Conclusion: the undeniable champion. Now that we've examined their tactics, armor, and weaponry, the time has come to declare a winner. But who among the Spartans and samurai emerges as the true champion of the ancient world? Through our exploration of their history, training, armor, and weaponry, it's time to cast your vote and decide which warrior you think deserves the title of the greatest. Is it the Spartan, known for his discipline, teamwork, and phalanx formations, or the samurai, celebrated for his swordsmanship, Bushido code, and superior armor? Your choice will determine the outcome of this epic showdown. So cast your vote now and let the ultimate warrior of the ancient world be decided. Thank you for joining us on this journey through history. If you enjoyed this episode, don't forget to subscribe for more exciting matchups. Until next time, stay sharp and keep learning. And remember, the greatest warrior isn't just about strength or skill. It's about heart, strategy, and unwavering resolve.